Hello, my friends. How you doing today? I am doing well, and as requested, some of these people have been asking me for a top 10 list, and I am going to give you the top 10 list of my top 10 horror Halloween movies that I watch every single year. Okay, these to me are a must, but they are titles that are not normal. Okay, like I said, like you're not going to find any Freddy's or Jason's or Leatherfaces. That's a given. You should already know that you're supposed to watch some Texas Chainsaw Massacre and some Nightmare on Elm Street and some Halloween, Friday the 13th, and some Hellraisers and some Phantasms. You should already know you're supposed to be watching these things. So these are movies that maybe you never heard of. Maybe you've never heard of these movies. Maybe they're movies that you've watched every single year. You're like, yeah, that's a good one. These are ones that I think I have been just watching them forever and ever. And the deal is that some of them don't even have Blu-ray releases yet. That's the killer. That's the part that gets me. Where's the Blu-ray? Where's the Blu-ray love? Where's the 4K love? Vinegar Syndrome and Arrow Video and Shout Factory / Scream Factory. When are you gonna give me what the people want? When are you gonna give the people what they want? Okay, because some of these titles you're gonna see them and you're gonna be like, yes. And why the hell does not have a Blu-ray title? Why is not released on Blu-ray or 4K yet? What is the situation? But these are my top 10 horror movies, or we'll call them just Halloween movies. Movies that I would watch at Halloween, because not all of them are slashes. Not all of them are over the top scary movies. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you, out of all of these movies here, I'd say maybe 2 I wouldn't watch with my kids. All the rest I've been watching with my kids for years, okay? So, and I'm talking my kids being from, like, let's say 6 years old and up, okay? And so you're probably gonna be, so a couple of these you're gonna look at me and be like, hey, listen, buddy, I ain't sitting down and watching that movie with my 6-year-old or whatever, my 7-year-old. You be out of your mind. Well, my kids weren't raised that way, okay? I would sit down with them, and let me make this very clear. If there was any nudity scenes or whatever, I would fast forward past them. Language, they're gonna hear that everywhere. So I was always like, whatever. Okay, I ain't concerned about the language. It was mostly the sex and the nudity, and that I would bypass. I would bypass it because I've seen the movies before. I knew where they were, and I would just bypass them. So most of these movies I was able to watch my kids. Some were just flat out no way. These are all by myself. I don't even think my wife has watched one of these movies. Okay, in particular, the first one on my list. Here we go. Top 10 Halloween movies that you should try to find and watch. And if you don't own them, some of them are out of print. You might want to try your Tubies or your one of the. You're not gonna find these on Hulu. You're not gonna find these on Netflix. You might find it on like a Tubi, one of these strange channels that like nobody watches or whatever, that are free and you get commercials and everything. That's probably where you're gonna find these things if you don't own them already. But if not, maybe I'm refreshing your memory, and maybe you're like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna throw that in. That sounds like a good movie. I haven't seen that in a long time. I'm gonna throw that in. So here we go. Top 10 Halloween movies to watch, either with your family or by yourself. Here they go. Number 1, and I'm gonna say right away, Scream Factory. This has got you written all over. Arrow. This has got you written all over. Okay. What's the other one? Not Arrow. Arrow, Scream Factory, Arrow, Vinegar Syndrome. Oh my! If this does not have like an Arrow, Vinegar Syndrome, Scream Factory feeling of it, I don't know what does. And the man is still alive, so you can definitely get some bonus features. So do something with it now while the man is still alive, so you can get some commentary, get some bonus features, all that stuff that people love. I'm not too big on commentary, but definitely want some bonus features. Definitely want some extra stuff, because the first movie I'm picking on my list is Strangeland. Yeah, starring Dee Snider from Twisted Sister. Yeah, his first ever. I don't know if it's his first ever movie, a first ever horror movie, a first ever anything. I don't know. I'm not sure if did he write this, direct this. It says Dee Snider's Strangeland. So I believe he wrote this, or maybe he wrote it, maybe directed. I don't know. I'll do a little more research. You could do a little more research. But this is straight up a he plays Captain Howdy, which I had to do a little research on this, and well, not a little research, but it struck me recently that's what the little girl says, what Reagan says on The Exorcist, that the person that's talking to her on the Ouija board is Captain Howdy. So I realized that, wow, he took the name right from The Exorcist. And now he might debate that, I'm not sure. But this is what we got. This is what we got to work with. Now this is a movie about a he's a straight up predator. He's an online predator. He lures people to his house, kind of like a Silence of the Lambs, and he just tortures you. He tortures you to death. That's what he does. He tortures you to death, and then he gets caught. And not to let the whole story go. I'm just giving you a little synopsis here. He gets caught, and he goes through like this Clockwork Orange type transformation where they try to make him into a good person, and they bring him back into society again. And then maybe something goes wrong. Maybe something goes wrong. So this is a great movie that definitely needs a Blu-ray or a 4K. I would hop over. Listen, if Scream Factory announced this tomorrow, I would order it. If Arrow and any of them, I would hop all over. 4K, Blu-ray. If they had the 4K and the Blu-ray separate, I buy the 4K and the Blu-ray separate. Listen, the only thing I want to buy is a DVD again, because that's all I got. That's all we got to work with. There is no version of this besides a DVD. Not even a foreign version I've ever seen of this movie. I don't have a foreign player, but if I did, I still haven't seen it. Like, I've been looking for it for years for another version. Now, I'm not going to say there's anything wrong with the DVD. The DVD is perfectly fine. I've been watching it for years. Perfectly fine. But what do you get for special features here? We get anamorphic widescreen. Yeah, that was new back in the day. Digitally mastered, cast and crew interview, and a music video. That's what you get in here. That's all you get. Listen, Dee Snider is alive. Find him. Let's get something going on with this movie, because I'll tell you, this was one I used to, before I could purchase this was a VHS rental, and I would literally go to my local Blockbuster Video, and I would rent this thing almost every other weekend. And then I waited, and I remember going to Nap Video and begging the guy to sell me a copy, and he's like, this guy was a little shady. He's a little shady character, and he told me, he goes, listen to me, my manager's gonna be leaving in a little bit. Come back in about 45 minutes to an hour. He goes, and I'll sell you a copy right off the shelf. He goes, I'll give it to you for $9.99. He goes, just come back. He goes, what I'll do is I'll put it as the used, whatever sold, and I'll sell you a copy. So, because I was renting it so much, I was like, this is ridiculous. I've rented this thing so many damn times. I'm spending so, I might as well just buy a copy. And luckily, the shady character, and I don't think that money went in the register, by the way. I'm pretty sure the money didn't even go in the register. I'm pretty sure he just slipped me that copy. Because actually, when he sold it to me, he gave it to me in the Nap Video sleeve, and with the plastic, and he told me, he goes, go pick the cover you want off the back and bring it back. And he took the styrofoam out, slid it in the cover, and I was on my way for $9.99. I can remember it like it was yesterday. Next one. This is a favorite of me and the kids for years, okay? And you can pick anyone from this, except for the last one, okay? The last one that came out, that was I think it was like a Walmart exclusive, that was with a girl. You'll understand when I show you. Critters. Anything from the Critters franchise. I recommend Critters 1 or 2 being the best, okay? And then everything after that was kind of this, we start trickling downhill, okay? We go Critters 1 and Critters 2 was great. And then Critters 3, 4, 5, 5. No, I don't even consider 5, and they don't call it 5. They call it something else. I would stay away from that. I bought it because I'm a completist. I have it over there. It didn't come in this box set, and there's probably a reason for it. But this was released by Scream Factory, and this thing's going dirt cheap. You can get this at your local Walmart, and I believe it's only going for like $35 or so. And that's not bad. That's not bad for, what are you getting, for 4 movies? And as you know how Scream Factory is, you get quite a few extra stuff on your Blu-rays here. So yeah, Critters. It's Gremlins, but not. Like, that's all I gotta say about that. It's like if you like Gremlins, you like Critters. Okay, if you like Tremors, you like Critters. It's just one of those cheesy, never could happen in a million years, little furry, rolling, killing things that shoot little spikes out of its back, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for Halloween, fun for the kids, fun for family. Invite the family over, right? Make some popcorn, okay? And it's funny. Yeah. And every once in a while, right, when your kids are sitting down in front of you, right, and you're watching Critters, right, you tell your kids to sit down in front of you, and when the critter does a thing where he shoots the little dot out of its butt. Okay, pinch your kid in the back of the neck. Give him a quick little pinch. It's fun for the family. The kids get scared. They scream their head off. They think a critter came up behind them and pinched them in the back, and shot them in the back of the neck with a little thorn thing there. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Hey, family fun, family fun. Next one, Village of the Damned. Yes. Oh, who doesn't love a bunch of just killer children? Children that just be killer. Kill. Listen, this is a movie. Okay, all of a sudden, all the women in town, they just drop. Okay, they be going to a certain, and they just, all of a sudden something happens in the atmosphere, and all the women in town, and they just drop, and they all become pregnant. Okay, every single one of them, even ones that didn't even have boyfriends or husbands or anything, they just become pregnant. And then all of a sudden, all of these little freaky little children are born, and they just try to take over the town. They try to take over the world, try to take over everything. Who doesn't love a good movie? Listen, my kids have been watching this for years. They love it. They think it's hilarious. They think it's funny. You know, now I understand these are horror movies. Maybe my kid's sense of humor might be a little bit different than your kid's sense of humor, because there is a strange little part where the kids have mind control, okay? And they control the people that they want to do things. If they don't like you, they can read your mind, and you know that they're like, we know you don't like us, and we're gonna do something to you. So yeah, it's one of those things where you gotta like clear your mind before you go around it, because if you start thinking bad thoughts about them, they're like, I know you're thinking about me, and I'm gonna kill you. Yeah, it's one of them. Hey, a lot of fun. And all the kids are freaky looking. They all got this blonde hair. They all look alike, and they all just be walking around the town like a bunch of little I don't even know, little freaky little buggers. Freaky little buggers. A lot of fun. Next one I picked, because this was a date movie between me and the wife, when we used to go to the 225 movie theater. Yeah, I was a big spender back then. Yeah, but we went on a date. We went for $2.25. We paid $2.25 a person. Okay, and then like $25 for popcorn and drinks. And then we'd always go to a nice little restaurant, Burger King or McDonald's. Yeah, fancy restaurants. We go to the fancy places. You know, Burger King, McDonald's, Papa Gino's. You know, the expensive places. You know, and then we'd go to the 225 movie theater, and the most it would cost us for the popcorn and the drink. And we went to go see this little gem. Okay, this is a gem, and it has a Blu-ray release, no 4K release, but this little gem I saw at the movie theater, and I had to throw it in there because we usually watch it every year, me and the wife. Okay, this is a me and the wife movie. Stir of Echoes, starring Kevin Bacon. Now this is a cool Kevin Bacon. This ain't your Footloose Kevin Bacon. Okay, he ain't dancing in this one. There ain't no dancing in this one. But there is Painted Black by the Rolling Stones, played over and over and over again, and it's really damn cool. Okay, it's about this guy. Okay, that he starts to have like visions. He's having visions in his house of this like horrendous thing that happened to this person that may have happened in his house. And as the visions start getting stronger, he starts to see things or whatever, he starts to play out on them. Like he'd be doing some digging and some looking for stuff in his house and everything. And next thing you know, that caused a lot of problems because there was a murder. There was a murder in his house, and now the murderers have an idea that he knows who the murderers might be, so now they're out to get him. So it's like a whole big, hey, what an awesome story. But I'll tell you, Kevin Bacon did this thing with his voice in this movie, and I don't know if he was smoking too much at the time, if he was drinking too much at the time. I don't know what the situation is with this, but the whole movie, his voice rocks. It just totally rocks in this movie. And if you've seen this before, comment below how cool is Kevin Bacon's voice in this movie. Like I said, he ain't footloosing, he ain't singing, he ain't dancing, he definitely ain't singing in this movie, because he got this voice is like, hey, I'm Kevin Bacon. It's cool. And it's pretty much about a ghost. It's a ghost that's trying to tell him. It's one of them like, the ghost can't rest until it gets peace, you know, and then for some reason it finds this guy that's able to see the ghost, and that's the deal. So yeah, it's got that actually the story is this came out the same time as The Sixth Sense, and The Sixth Sense, because it had Bruce Willis, and it just squashed it, and sadly it did. I don't understand that. Go to the next pile. Here we go. And that was technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Was that, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I counting critters twice? I probably did. I don't know. Anyway, let's go with it. I didn't move anything else, right? No. Okay. Next one, Fright Night. Yes. Okay. You listen. If you're gonna watch a vampire movie during the holidays, during Halloween, okay, if you ain't watching The Lost Boys, which I figured, you know what, everybody's watching Lost Boys. That's why I left Lost Boys over there. Lost Boys is hands down the vampire classic that everybody loves. So I figured, okay, let's go with the next vampire classic that everybody might love, that nobody really watches as much as The Lost Boys, and that would be Fright Night. Yes, Fright Night is an awesome, and I have the other. Listen, I have the other version. I have the Steelbook, okay, but the Steelbook ain't open, and this is made by some kind of foreign company, whatever, and you get like 2 discs here. Ladies, I got a Blu-ray And I got a DVD in here, Blu-ray and DVD, made by a company called Eureka. Yeah, and I was a little afraid that this was not going to play in my player, but it's region ABC, so it played in my player. Vampire movie. Listen, this is the movie that started my whole thought process. This educated me. Okay, this is the movie about stupid people. This teaches you about stupid people, okay? Now, The Burbs does the same thing. The movie The Burbs with Tom Hanks, okay? If you ever seen that, Corey Feldman. Same thing. This is one of those, if your neighbor is digging holes in their backyard and burying people, or they're vampires, they're eating people next door, they bring in hookers or whatever over to their house, and they're chewing on their necks or whatever, and you're peeking out your window, you're peeking out your window, and you don't mind your own damn business, you got it coming. That's what it's all about. It's all about mind your own damn business. This is a mind your own damn business movie. Listen, if my neighbors are vampires, I don't know. And I don't care. I don't care. I don't know. And I don't want to know. Okay? I don't want to know. If my neighbors were vampires and I did know, I still wouldn't care. I still wouldn't care. I'd be like, listen, you bring whoever you want over there, you kill whoever you want to go do. Listen, you do what you do you, okay, Mr. Vampire Guy. You do you. Okay. Now I'm not talking about serial killers. Okay, serial killers I'd call 911. I'm like, hey, I got a serial killer next door. But this is fictional. Okay, this is not real. This is vampires. Okay, these are vampires. If I had a vampire next door, I'd be like, okay, you just do you, stay away from my family. Just leave my family alone. Hey, we're aware, okay? We ain't coming over to the barbecue. We ain't going over there because we know what you're cooking up. I ain't going over there and eating none of that. But you do you and just leave us alone, okay? And the way my wife is good for this. My wife is good for looking out the window, like Mrs. Kravitz from Bewitched, okay? That's what she is. Always looking out the window. She knows all the neighbors. She knows all the things that are going on. She knows that he hears like a little ticking or whatever. She's like, what's that? Or a horn blows. Oh, that's what the neighbor's car. Well, she could tell the neighbor's car by the sound of the horn on their car. That's strange, okay? I'm gonna be straight up forward, honest with you, okay? I've had my neighbors walk right in front of me at Walmart, and my wife goes, you know who that is? I'm like, nah, I don't know who the hell that is. That's our neighbor. That's our next door neighbor. We've been living across from him for 18 years. You don't know him. I'm like, nah, don't recognize him. You don't know that guy. No, I don't know. I don't know the guy. We've been living on the side of him for 18 years. I'm like, listen, I mind my own business, okay? I don't care who he is. Yeah, he's the guy from next. Wonderful. I'm glad you're keeping track of the people in our neighborhood. I'm glad you care. But listen, I saw Fright Night. And I'm going to mind my own damn business, okay? And I don't care if that's the neighbor next door. I ain't going to say hi to him. And if he feels offended, I'm sorry, but he didn't say hi to me either. So maybe he's just like me. And he saw Fright Night, and he was like, screw that guy, okay? Because he might be a vampire too. And if the guy's a vampire, you do you. That's what I got to say. So that's what this is about. This is about peeping Tom. Let's look out the window. He sees his next door neighbor chewing on some chick or whatever. And the next thing you know, he's going around and contacting people. He's bringing more people into his house to it's like a straight up poltergeist. You know what I mean? It's like you don't bring. If you listen, this is why I don't have many friends. Let's just make this very clear. If I had friends, the last thing I would do is bring more friends into my house, tell them I got a vampire next door, and drag them into my mess. Okay, that's what this guy does in this movie. He drags all his friends, his girlfriend, everybody into his mess, and then he does messes with the vampires and aggravates the hell out of them, and then they try to kill him. That's stupid. That's just stupid. Okay, that's what I got to tell you. But it's a great movie. Great movie. Next one. And this is the Scream Factory release with the funky cover. I didn't move around there. 13 Ghosts. Yeah, this is one of my kids' favorites. They love this. Yeah, there is a scene with a naked ghost. I got to tell you, there's a naked ghost in this movie, and at the time, I got to tell you, I had all girls. I had 3 girls, so I didn't fast forward past that scene because I was like, they ain't seeing nothing that they don't either have or gonna have. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. But yeah, it's literally about 13 ghosts. It's about this crazy guy that is catching ghosts, containing them in his house in a containment area full of spells. He puts these spells all over each room so that the ghosts can't get out, and he's containing them in his house, and he needs 13 to unlock the secret to whatever. I ain't gonna let you in on the secret. I'm gonna let you in what's going on, but he needs 13 ghosts, okay? That's the deal. And he don't have 13. He needs 13. And so a lot of things go on, and they have to wear these special glasses in order to see the ghosts, which is really cool. And back in the day, when this is actually a remake, because that's what the world does now. They just remake stuff. When I remember the DVD, they used to have the DVD at where was it? It was No, I want to say Blockbuster Video. It's not Blockbuster Video. It's not Video. It's Newberry Comics. Newberry Comics. They had the DVD, and if you bought the DVD, it came with these glasses. It was old. This is not this one. This was the older version. And if you put the glasses on while you're watching the movie, it wasn't in 3D, but you could see the ghosts only by wearing the glasses. How cool is that? I don't know why I haven't picked that up yet. I don't know why I haven't been on the hunt for that, because I never bought it, and I should have bought it because I don't have the original in any format, so I probably should have bought it. But that always used to catch my eye. I used to see it. You say glasses included. You can only see the ghosts with the glasses, and how cool is that? So yeah, this is a remake, and also has a little Scooby-Doo guy in it. That's the Scooby-Doo guy's in there. The guy that plays Shaggy, yeah, he's in it. So that's pretty cool. This one has been a favorite of mine forever. I mean, I'm talking, I was young when this came out. This is a Ray Bradbury theater type movie made by Ray Bradbury, and this is like one of his movies that he made. I think he made it for Disney, and I saw this with. No, listen, my father would not buy me no Disney, okay? There was no Disney in my house, okay? Everybody and their grandmother got Disney Plus. We didn't have no Disney. We didn't have no HBO. We didn't have no Cinemax. And if we did have Disney, HBO, Cinemax, we had it for, like, very, very minimal. Then they'd shut it off on us, and then they'd be like, you got to go return the box. This would happen, like, every month. Every month, my father would go, hey, you want to get HBO, Cinemax, a double pack, or HBO, Showtime, double pack, or whatever it is, or we can go get that right now. And then they would have the free preview. You know, they had the free preview, and then you'd watch the movie, and while you're watching the movie, my father would pop in the old VHS, and he'd record everything that he possibly could on Disney, because we only got it for 2 days. You got it for the weekend, and you recorded every single movie you possibly could on Disney because it was free. Yeah, this was a thing in my house. Yes, this was my father being too damn cheap to get me Disney, and my father being too damn cheap to pay the bill for Cinemax and Showtime, so they'd be shutting it off all the time. So while this was running, my father literally went and bought. He would go buy piles of blank VHS tapes. He put them in there, and we would just record straight through. I mean, it was just days of just recording. It didn't matter what it was, just recording for 2 days straight. And that commercials, the people talking in between. I don't even remember this. If I'm going too far back or I'm talking too fast, I'm sorry. But back in the day, they would have the 2-day preview of whatever, HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, Disney, and you would sit there and you'd watch it, and then they would have people come out, like these real people, and they would talk about, hey, this is what you might get to see on HBO this month if you order this channel. And, you know, and Disney would do the same exact thing. And this movie, Something Wicked This Way came on the channel. And I tell you right now, I remember it was a Sunday. I just got done watching Super Dave Osborne and Gary Shandling, the Gary Shandling Show, because that used to be back to back. You guys remember this? Listen, a couple of you. Right there. You remember this. There used to be Gary Shandling and then Super Dave Osborne, or vice versa, okay? And every Sunday I would wait for this double shot of Gary Shandling, and it could have been Saturday. It could have been Saturday or Sunday. It was either Saturday or Sunday. I know it was the weekend because my father wouldn't let me watch TV shows during the week. So it was definitely a weekend. But after I was done watching Gary Shandling and Super Dave Osborne, this movie came on. And this is another one that does not have a Blu-ray or a 4K. And I have watched this movie, no joke, has to be easily over 200-300 times, okay? If not more, because I've been watching this thing since, does it have the year? Am I going to be able to get this thing to pop out right from my face there? No, they ain't going to give me the year on this thing, are they? No, never going to happen. No. Lucky I got anything with this thing, because this doesn't, jeepers. Yeah, forget that. Yeah, so this is a Ray Bradbury, which he did Ray Bradbury Theater, if you remember that, which was kind of like horror type thing for kids. It's about these two kids right here, okay? And one of them doesn't have a father, the other one has a father, but the father's played by Jason Robard, okay? And he's old, and he never learned how to swim, and he's got a lot of regrets, and he's got a lot of guilt, and he feels guilty because he's old, and his son's young, and his son's best friend, his father's a drunk and ran away, left town, and all that like that. And the circus comes into town. The carnival of hell comes into town, run by the devil. Okay, it's run by Satan. Okay, Satan running the carnival, and it's coming into town. Okay, and it's coming into town and it's making everybody's wishes come true. Okay, this is an awesome movie. Okay, now one little boy, okay, wants to be older. He wants to be big. He wants to be older. And they got a carousel. Okay, they got a carousel. Listen to this. This is so cool. So cool. They got a carousel that if you ride it and you go forward, you get older. But if you ride it backwards, you get younger. Okay, and then the rest of the people in the town all got things going on. They got this guy with one arm and one leg, used to be a football player, but something happened to him. So he goes into the House of Mirrors, and all of a sudden he becomes the football player he used to be, gets his arm back, gets his leg back. They got a teacher that used to be beautiful back in the day, but now she like ugly bad. Now she ugly, and she wants to be beautiful again. So she goes into the House of Mirrors, and but for every single thing that you want, everything that you, every prideful or everything that you request, okay, this is one of those. There is a repercussion for your wishes, okay. This is one of those. You ain't gonna beat the devil, and you ain't gonna beat a leprechaun, okay. Now I'm telling you right now. Listen, I teach preschool. I tell preschoolers this all the time. Listen. Because every year leprechauns come up, and they talk about the leprechauns, and they're like, hey, if I catch a leprechaun, I get to make 3 wishes. I'm like, listen, there's a trick. There's a trick. There's always a trick. Like, listen, if you ask for all the money in the world, let's say you ask for, I want $1 million, okay? If the devil came up to you and said, listen, I'm gonna grant you 1 wish, okay? Or a leprechaun says, I'm gonna grant you 1 wish, comes up to you. It says, grant you 1 wish. And you say, I want $1 million. He'll give you the $1 million. But the $1 million came from like the bank down the street, and the $1 million will come along with the police department. Or the $1 million will come along with the tax collectors. Or the $1 million will come along with your next door neighbor that you just got robbed from the house. If I was to ask for, I see, you could tell I've given thought into this, okay? I can't even figure it out. I've been trying for years. I was like, I want 1 of every Blu-ray in the world. Next thing you know, my whole yard, my neighbor's yard, the whole neighborhood's filled with thousands and thousands, because there's probably millions and millions of Blu-rays. So that wish ain't gonna work either. Pay off my bills. Once again, it's probably gonna be one of those things where, yeah, okay, we'll pay off your bills with stolen money from something or whatever. Listen, the devil gonna catch you. So the bottom line is stay away from the carnival. Stay away from the carnival, because it's no damn good. And the thing is, they go there and they sneak in, and the kids. But what's cool about this movie, this is what gets me about this movie, is this is one of those that if you're an adult, even if you're an adult or a kid, you could put yourself in the place of the children and kind of just go with the story. And what a ride. It's timeless. Please, Blu-ray 4K. Listen, Blu-ray 4K, please. This is made by it says Ray Bradbury Theater, but this was showing on Disney for a while. This is an old Anchor Bay. They re-released it again on DVD. So there is another one out there with a different cover. You can still get this on eBay. I don't know if it's out of print or not, but you can still get this. But it definitely needs a Blu-ray. It definitely needs a 4K. It needs something. It needs something. There's nothing on this. Widescreen presentation, full screen presentation, and theatrical trailer. That goes to show you how old this thing is when it still has a full screen presentation. Okay, who's watching stuff in full screen anymore? Nobody. All right, next, The People Under the Stairs. Yep, I told you you weren't gonna see no Freddy's or Jasons. Yeah, I dug deep into the archives of great horror movies that you should just be watching at Halloween, or watch in general all year long. I mean, I watch these things all year long. This isn't just a Halloween thing, but you ask for a top 10 list, that's what you get. You get a top 10 list. I think I got 10, or I can't count. I don't know. It's one of them things. People Under the Stairs. Very simple. Very, very, very simple, okay? There's these people, and they live under the stairs. And that's about it. Yeah, they're in a house, and this crazy lady and her husband boyfriend or brother, whatever they are. I'm confuses the hell out of me. I don't know, because they really, really tight. But I think they're brother and sister. So that's a little strange in itself. That's a little creepy. And they trying to kidnap the perfect kid. And they can't seem to find the perfect kid. And every time they find a messed up kid, they stick them in the basement under the stairs, and they turn into like these mongoloid zombie, no sun getting weirdo characters, okay? And they eat human flesh. That's the deal. Great movie. Great movie. I don't want to get too much. I'm not even going to get too much into this one, because this is just one that you should have seen already. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it, okay? I've been watching this one with the kids for years too, and as creepy and weird as it is, I don't know, I haven't got any complaints yet. Next one, I got one more left after that, so I don't even know if was that 10. Did I mess this up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. I did 10. Okay, we got 10. We're good. One of my personal favorites. This is one that I watch every year. and I had no idea what it was. I had no idea what it was for the longest time, and I had to do a lot of research to figure out what it was, because this is one of them. When I was a kid, my father used to watch it all the time. He used to watch it. It used to be on. I don't know why it was on, but it was on, and I'd be sneaking little peeks and watching it, whatever. And I'd always catch it in the weirdest spots. You know, it'd always be the spot where I'm not supposed to catch it. And he's like, "Hey, you can't watch this. You can't watch this. You can't watch it. Go to the other room. You can't watch this. You can't watch this." And you know, and after years and years and years, it piques your interest. You're like, I got to figure out what this is. So I had this different bits and pieces stuck in my head for years. And then once we got the internet, which that's probably the best thing that the internet's good for, is for Googling things that you can't figure out what the hell they are, and especially movies. You type in a few little things there, like movie with a guy with a pig head, horror movie with a guy with a pig head, and you finally figure out what the hell it is. Then you can go find the movie, and the movie is Motel Hell. Oh my goodness, give me itchy eye, got itchy eye thinking about it. Okay, so Farmer Vincent makes all kinds of fritters. Okay, he'd be making beef and stuff like that, and he'd be making them out of all kinds of critters. And the critters are human beings. Yes, he's got a nice little garden in his backyard, all hidden in the back, where he buries people up to their necks, and he fattens them up. He feeds them like this sloppy looking baby food stuff there until he gets them to the right size where they're supposed to be, and gives them the proper nutrients, whatever they need, whatever, in order for them to taste like delicious beef jerky. That's what he's making. He's making some beef jerky out of human bodies. He sets up traps, and he trips people up, and he catches them, and he puts them in the back of his truck, and he takes them home, buries them up to the neck, and makes them watch psychedelic music and stuff until they get a little wacky and stuff, and then he chops off their heads and pulls them out of the ground by their necks, and then he chops them up and makes them into beef jerky. What a great movie! Oh, classic. And literally, recommendation. While you're watching this, eat some beef jerky. Eat some while you're watching it. Okay, that's the challenge right there. Okay, just if you're a little squeamish, okay, you might not be able to handle it. But I'll tell you right now, I could down a whole bag of beef jerky while I'm watching me some Motel Hell and be perfectly fine with it. Okay, I don't listen. Bottom line is, I don't care where beef jerky comes from. I'm gonna eat it. Okay, I'm gonna eat it. Beef jerky ain't right. Okay, you look at beef jerky, that don't look right. That stuff don't look right. Okay, that don't look like something that you should be eating. Sometimes it's tough. It tastes like you're pulling a pie of mouth, like shoe leather. Like it's like really tugging on it. You know it ain't right, but it tastes good, don't it? It tastes good. So Farmer Vincent wants to give me some of his fritters. Last movie, my absolute favorite. And you're all probably gonna give me a hard time about this, but this is my weekend go-to movie. This is my always go-to horror movie. This is my absolute hands down favorite horror movie. Okay, well, non-Texas Chainsaw Massacre, non-Halloween, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Probably my favorite horror movie, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1, or actually you can even go down the Texas Chainsaw Massacre route and even pick a few out of the other ones that I tell you that I love even more. Halloween, the original one, and then Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, and then we can go on from there. But this is a non favorite horror character movie, okay? But this is one that I will throw in on a weekend if I just want to feel good. Listen. There are probably few horror movies that make you relax. This one makes me relax. I feel relaxed during this movie. It's a horror movie. It would be scary to certain people, but not to me, because I've watched it so many times. I desensitized myself from the scariness of it. But it is definitely a Halloween must, and it is Stephen King's Silver Bullet. Yeah, this is the I do have the other version, the Scream Factory version, but I figured I'd grab this version because it's got the cute little werewolf that is totally not scary. He looks like a bear. He looks like a big teddy bear. Okay, but the storyline behind this is just great. Okay, it's a great werewolf movie. Okay, crippled kid in a wheelchair, crazy drunk uncle makes him a wheelchair that goes 110 miles an hour or whatever. Okay, the kid witnesses the werewolf, and he knows who the werewolf is. Him and his sister get in it together to try to get the werewolf. The crazy drunk uncle, played by Gary Busey. Love me some Gary Busey. Got some Corey Haim here, who does an excellent job as a paraplegic. I know he is. He's paralyzed from the waist down, but he does an excellent job of. And I've watched this enough times to be like, Now, is he moving his legs? Listen, is he that good of an actor? Because I can't tell. He does a part when he comes shimmering down the outside of his house from like the they have those things where the plants grow there. I don't know what they call those things there. The plants grow up the house, and he comes shimmering down by his hands, and he just got his legs dangling. He's got to actually put himself in his wheelchair, and it's pretty dang impressive. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, if he doesn't play a good paralyzed person, it's pretty impressive. But yeah, there's a werewolf in town, and they want to find out who it is. And first they don't believe what's going on, and then people just be getting killed. But it's people that are getting killed. Once again, are people that kind of got it coming. They're usually people that kind of got it coming. So you kind of, for a little while, you're rooting for the werewolf until he starts going after the kid and Gary Busey. Then you're like, you're not rooting for the werewolf anymore. Now you kind of like, I hope they kill this werewolf. But there's a scene in this that I absolutely love. And I could just watch that scene over and over and over again. And it's when Gary Busey goes into the place to make the silver bullet. They make one silver bullet for his gun to try to kill the werewolf, and it shows this craftsman. They call him a craftsman, old school craftsman that makes bullets. And they rip off their chains from their necks that are made out of silver, and the other one has I think it was a crucifix and a medallion or whatever, and they take it down, they melt it down to make this silver bullet, and it's got to be like one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie, and absolutely my favorite Halloween movie, if not my favorite just horror movie, go to feel good relaxation movie. Like I said, I've desensitized myself from any blood or murder in this whole movie because I've watched it so many times. Listen, this is one, I can tell you that I've seen that one like 500 or whatever it was. This one, I've lost count, because you got to think I'm a little older. I'm over 30. Okay, and let's say I've watched this every other weekend my entire life, and maybe sometimes more than that. Okay, hey, great. Well, I can't say my entire life because it didn't come out my entire life. They have a year that from whatever year that it came out until now. Okay. I got to tell you, I watched this just last month. That would be probably about 6-7 times. No joke. And with that said, my friends, that's the end of my top 10 list. Hey, tell me if you agree. Don't agree. Tell me if you've seen some of these things. Tell me how awesome some of these are. And if you are from Arrow Video or Scream Factory or Shout Factory, and you get some kind of wind of this, or you know somebody from these companies or whatever, tell them that we need a Something Wicked This Way Comes and a Strangeland. Wow, did I mess that up? No, I said it was right. Strangeland. I was thinking Stranger Things in my head. Stranger Things in my head. We need. Listen. We need these. We need these on Blu-ray or 4K. I'll take either a Blu-ray or 4K, preferably a box set for this. That'd be so cool. So, listen, Arrow Video or Vinegar Syndrome. I'm thinking of one of those boxes with the. I'm looking at a Vinegar Syndrome right over there, but they probably wouldn't do this because it's like a kids movie. But with the cool little snapper case thing there with the metal, the magnet there, that would open it up. There's a Blu-ray. There's the 4K. There's a big book about it. There's lobby cards. You could throw some lobby cards in there for my friend Mr. Diaz there. They could throw some pins. He likes to collect pins. Okay, he could be a pin guy. And this one right here is just a class. I mean, come on. All the rest of them got Blu-ray and 4K masters of this thing. They're like the movies like that. Like Silence of the Lambs made the Criterion Collection. Okay, this is, to me, I don't know, this is just as good as Silence of the Lambs, if not creepier. Okay, that's what I gotta say about that. And with that said, my friends, thank you so much for stopping by. I want to wish you a happy Halloween. I'm going to do more of these videos anyways, but I'm about to throw out the happy Halloween there just in case I don't see you again, or you don't see me again, or we don't see you. Don't see me. Listen. You don't see. I don't see you. You see me. That's the way it works. So, and I will see you later. You should have saved me some.